I love watching videos about the saints and learning that their story is way more than what they're a patron saint of. For example, I felt called to look up the patron saint of Italy since I'm Italian, and it turns out it's Saint Francis of Assisi, which I knew about him for being the patron saint of animals. And what's cool is that before I even wanted to become Catholic, I found this on the floor. It says, "Pray for us," and on the other side, it says Saint Francis of Assisi. I wonder if he was trying to get to me. But anyways, guys, what I liked about him is that he acts immediately on what it is he feels that God is calling him to do. For example, God told him to rebuild my church. He took this literally and started immediately physically rebuilding the church. Then he realized, though, that that's not actually what God meant, and he meant rebuild my church as in rebuild the people in it and renew the people in it, right? Like the people that are already Christians, and also to, evangelize to more people. But so it was just inspiring to me that he acts immediately. And what I do is a little bit like delayed obedience, which is not good, and I don't want to act that way. But so I felt like I was called to go up to people and hand out these Bible verse cards. And I had this idea for like a month until I finally was like, okay, I'm going to do this right. Then I decided what I'm going to do is then print out pictures of my art that were inspired by Bible verses and then hand these out and have the Bible verse on the back. And so this time, after I thought of this idea, I did immediately do it. And so now I have been doing this. But I decided that I want to ask St. Francis to pray for me so that I can act immediately on what God's will is, but also for discernment, because St. Francis then had to learn discernment because there were times where he was acting immediately on what he thought was God's will, but which was actually not his will. But then he realized what the correct thing to do is, so he also shows that even if you do the wrong thing, you can still get back on track and get back to what God's will is for your life and what God is calling you to do.